Welcome back to On Talk, a weekly talk show organized by Apple Language Center and broadcast every Saturday night at 8 p.m. on Apple official Facebook fan page. I'm Angie and I'm the host of today's episode. Today we'll meet my cousin. His name is Frank and he used to be a guest on an Apple On Talk previous episode. And today we will discuss about one topic, which is students in Vietnam. Should they study locally or study in another countries? And now let's find him to have this meeting. So have you ever joined any international camps or short-term courses in other countries?
Actually, I haven't because they always cost too much, so my parents didn't allow me to join any.
So if you had a chance, which country would you want to go?
I will say Canada or England because those two are my favorite countries, and I heard that people there are very friendly, so I think I will learn a lot from them. I will make a lot of friends, and I will learn a lot from their cultures.
And now we're in last year of high school, so I have heard that many of our friends, they have their plan yet because I think they would choose to study abroad or study locally. So what is your plan?
Actually, my plan is to study in Vietnam, in Hanoi, in some local university for like 4 years to get a bachelor degree, maybe an EU or FTU. And then I will go study abroad to get a master degree.
So like your major subject is chemistry, right?
Yeah.
So you think like studying locally or going to some other countries to study that subject which is better?
I've heard that France is a really good place to study chemistry and also to do a lot of research. But actually, I don't want to follow the path of being a scientist, so I don't know that much about it.
So which career will you follow in the future?
I think I will study economy and then I will become a businessman because, I think that at any time the country always needs economic growth. And I think that that career will never become old-fashioned.
So, in your opinion, what are the best countries for students to study abroad?
I think that is not something that I can judge because I don't have any professional point of view to talk about it. But personally, I want to go to Canada because, I just heard a lot of good things about it, and also the tuition fee is not too expensive. It's at some level that I can afford. So.
And I don't know that have you ever planned for studying abroad before, but what do you think about the skills that a studying abroad student must have?
I think the first thing you need to learn is to become more independent because living alone in another country is like a whole new world for us. So I think we need to prepare for that, and also you need to have social skills because if you don't have friends abroad, I think it would be really hard to share with someone when you have difficult things that you have to go through.
Like some issues, health issues, and daily problems. So what about the advantages and disadvantages which study abroad brings us?
Well, from my point of view, I think it's still better to study abroad because I think in Vietnam the education of those majors is not as great if you compare to other countries, especially in Western countries. So studying abroad is really a great opportunity to study from foreigners, and then you can come back to Vietnam and then you spread that knowledge to others. You contribute to the country, and then also studying abroad is also a chance for Vietnam to collaborate with foreigners. Universities outside Vietnam. I know there must be some disadvantages, but I don't think that it is too like serious. But if we consider in this situation right now, when the COVID virus is spreading everywhere, then I think studying in Vietnam is still the best choice.
Yeah. Which one do you prefer, studying abroad or locally?
I think personally, I would still think that I want to go to another country right after I graduate from high school. But I think studying Vietnam is also a great opportunity to know how Vietnamese education and how Vietnamese universities work. And then, I still have a lot of time, so I don't worry that much.
So in this last school year, what is your preparation?
So I think that my goal is just get enough scores to get into some university in Vietnam.
Not the highest?
No, of course. It will be impossible, I think. But I hope I will get enough score to get into some top university. And then, I've imagined a lot about like the university life, but I haven't prepared anything for it. I just study. So are you planning to go to another country to study, or you prefer to stay in Vietnam?
Well, I think that I share the same idea with you because the COVID-19 now it is spread all over the world. So I think that studying locally is much better than going to some other countries to study and to find a new career outside. I don't know, it depends on the sexual discrimination, but I think that me a girl, I want to study in my country, in Vietnam, to like have the protection of my parents, and sometimes I still have time to meet and visit them during my 4 years at universities instead of just watching them over their screens.
So are you planning to go to any country like after you get a bachelor degree?
Yes, I think so. If the opportunity comes to me, I think that I prefer to study more after university, like postgraduate in other countries. I think that is much better than spend 4 years of universities in those countries, because I think that we are not mature enough to live without the protection of my parents.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
with you.
because like Vietnamese students, they are not as independent as other countries' students compared to the Western students.
Okay, so I agree with you. But isn't it true, like if you only study in Vietnam, you won't know what's happening out there in the world? And because Vietnam is now collaborating with a lot of international companies, so I think it's better if you go study abroad, because it's a great opportunity just to like widen your knowledge.
Yeah, but I think that is not dependent on the countries that you study, because we people can still spend time studying online with some international universities, and a lot of students in Vietnam, they can spend their time to study in 2 or more universities, nationally or internationally. Do you think we have multiple choice for it?
I think that's something I would consider about, but right now I will still stick to my point of view, is that studying abroad is still better.
At the end of every Untalked episode, like our guests will have a question for our audience at home to bring them a chance to have a gift from Apple Living Center. So now can you give it to them?
So each country has their own strength in each area of education. But according to educations.com, which is the best country to study in 2020?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Okay, which is the best country to study in 2020? According to educations.com.
Okay, so remember that the first person who has the correct answer will receive a special gift from Apple Living Center. So try your best to answer it as fast as possible to receive the worthy gift. And now is the end of On Top episode today. So we will be very grateful to see you guys once again in the next episode. Goodbye!